to one of the best scorers high school has ever seen. What's up, guys? It's KC from Broken Rims, and today we'll be talking about Antonio Blakeney. Antonio Blakeney is a 6'4" shooting guard that grew up in Sarasota, Florida, and attended Oak Ridge High School. Antonio Blakeney jumped onto the scene in late 2014 whenever he started his documentary with Home Team Hoops named Be Great. Everybody knows Tone from this series, but do they know his real production? In his junior year, Tone averaged 25.2 points per game, 5 rebounds per game, and 3.6 assists. He went on that summer to play with Each One Teach One, where he most notably played with Ben Simmons and Taco Fall. After his AAU season, Tone went to ball out his senior year. Tone averaged 32 points per game, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists as a senior. Tone won Mr. Basketball in Florida and also had 23 offers from Division I schools. Tone was ranked the third shooting guard in the nation. Initially he committed to Louisville, but then flipped to LSU, where he would join up with Ben Simmons to make the Killer Bees. The hype surrounding Ben Simmons and Tone coming into LSU was crazy. Ryan Curry was dropping videos on Home Team Hoops of them working out, and anticipation was at an all-time high. But they did disappoint. Playing in a stacked SEC conference, Tone averaged 12.6 points per game, 3.5 rebounds per game, and 0.9 assists as a freshman. Tone and Ben Simmons didn't really work the best, as Tone was an ISO scorer who needed the ball in his hands constantly to get a bucket, and Ben was somebody who needed to set up his teammates constantly, whether that was through pick and roll or out of the post. This was a little bit of a disappointment, as Tone was expected to come in and be a 15-plus point per game scorer and end up being a one and done that was eventually a lottery pick in the NBA draft. Instead, he came back for his sophomore year. Tone came back for his sophomore year, and he didn't disappoint this time. Tone averaged 17.2 points per game on 5 rebounds per game and 2 assists per game as a sophomore, and it was now time for him to declare for the draft. As said from Tone in interviews, Tone knew that he probably wasn't going to get drafted. It was really where he would play his summer league ball and how he would produce from there. Tone did go undrafted, but he was picked up in the summer league by the Bulls, where he went ballistic. Tone had multiple 20-point games and opened the eyes of many. He opened the eyes of Dwayne Wade and many in the Bulls front office. Tone ended up getting a contract with the Bulls and then didn't disappoint in his rookie season. Although Tone played most of his rookie season in the G League, there was zero disappointment. He averaged 32 points in the G League and had multiple 40-point games. Tone would go on to win G League Rookie of the Year and second team All G League. He did get a little bit of NBA playing time though. In 19 games played in the NBA, he averaged 8 points per game in 16 minutes and shot 36.8 from the field and 30% from the three-point line. Although Tone wasn't the most efficient, he showed exactly what he was, an explosive scorer who could get hot in a hurry. This led to a lot of anticipation for Tone's second year. In Tone's second year, he would average 7.3 points per game, 2 rebounds, and 0.7 assists per game in 14 minutes per game. He shot 42% from the field and 40% from the three. Things looked bright for Tone. But there was a slight issue. Jim Boylan was the head coach, and he seemed to be somebody who valued defense, which Tone doesn't really play too much of. Coming into his third year, on September 9th, 2019, Tone was released by the Bulls. Tone then signs with the Jiangsu Dragons of the CBA, Chinese Basketball Association. Tone here would show exactly who he is, a bona fide scorer. In 7 games played with the Dragons, Tone would average 36 points per game, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists. At this rate, Tone was on track to probably get another NBA job if he kept on playing that way. But that was until COVID-19 hit. Now Tone is back in China, where they are trying to finish their season. In terms of Tone's upside, I see him as a guy who can come off the bench and maybe even start some nights, who can constantly get you a bucket. I see him as a guy who can average possibly 15 points per game a night and help lead you to a playoff spot. I feel as if Tone can play with the best of them, Tone is somebody who doesn't back down for anybody and is a dog on both sides of the floor. I expect to see Tone back in the league next year, hopefully doing his thing. Regardless, good luck, Tone. This is KC from Broken Rims. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know who you want to see next. Broken Rims out.